The news from China is not good. A short time ago, we spoke with Bill Thomas, our ABC News bureau chief in Beijing, and he told us that the city of Beijing government has declared martial law, and this has been approved directly by Chinese Premier Li Peng. What martial law means, we were told, is that people cannot stage demonstrations or have any public activities against the government or the party, and that soldiers or military authorities are authorized to do anything, including the use of military force. It is now Saturday, midday in Beijing. The pictures you are looking at were taken very early Saturday morning as truckloads of students and workers rode through the city calling for a general strike to paralyze the capital. Troops had already entered the city. The crowds are still in the square, and we understand the government has told them that they have until midnight to disperse, or else. Or else what? We do not know. Our bureau chief tells us that foreign correspondents have been told that they cannot do interviews or cover news in the streets. The government has closed down the broadcast satellites because of martial law, and there is now a news blackout. And so we hold our breath and wait to hear what happens next. Forrest Sawyer, who is substituting for Ted Koppel tonight, will have more of this story on Nightline.
Barbara, I noticed you have one of your specials on next week.
We do. If you missed it last fall, or even if you didn't, we will be repeating our 50th special. It's the best of the 12 years of interviews that we've done on our specials, and I think this may be the best because it's all of them.
I'm glad they're repeating it. That is Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. We'll be watching. Well, that's 2020 for tonight. We thank you for joining us.
And remember that we're in touch, so you be in touch. I'm Barbara Walters.
And I'm Hugh Down.
And for all of us here at 2020, good night.
This year, Germany's prestigious Golden Steering Wheel Award went to the Mitsubishi Mirage. The Germans would have preferred that it be one of their own, but in the end, everybody loves a winner.
If you ask every American the meaning of success, you won't hear the same answer twice. Whatever your idea of succeeding, Citicorp and Citibank can help. With Citibank MasterCard and Visa cards, Citicorp Savings, Diners Club, and Citicorp Mortgage. We also serve millions of customers in every major marketplace worldwide. Citicorp, because Americans want to succeed, not just survive.
Some drinks have a dark side, a taste that may leave you thirsty. But all-natural Sundance is just fruit juices and sparkling water. No added sugar, no dark side. Sundance puts refreshment in a whole new light.
From Bing to Bet to Bert.
Tell me all about your first sexual experience.
Barbara brings you Boy, Bo, and Bob.
At 12 years old, you began to have an affair?
Don't miss Brooke, Burns, and McCall.
How would you like people to remember you?
The 50th Barbara Walters special, Wednesday.
Good evening, I'm Barbara West. Ahead on Eyewitness News tonight, China has tired of those protests for democratic reform, and tonight they have declared martial law and a total news blackout. We'll have a special report. And what are the risks of waiting to have a baby until your late 30s? We'll tell you two mothers' stories. Join Marla, Pat, Danny, and me for Eyewitness News tonight.
Graphics, 267 Broadway, New York, New York, 10007. This is 2020.
This has been a presentation of ABC News, where more Americans get their news than from any other source.
This is ABC.
Ever thought what you'd do if you won all that money?
I guess everybody's thought about it.
Me, I'd pay off the mortgage. You?
I think I'd go to college.
College? You put 3 kids through college.
It's something I've always wanted to do. You think that's crazy?
No, not really. Maybe it's your turn.
Why play dealer's choice? At Fountain Auto Mall, we're turning the tables so you can play buyer's choice. We'll deal you 3 cards. Draw the ace of spades and get an extra $500 rebate if you buy. Draw a face card and choose one of 8 options for only $1. And just for playing, a free deck of cards. It's a sure bet because there's no purchase necessary and you play before you buy. So if you're looking for a new car, truck, or van, come to Fountain Auto Mall, just south of the Florida Mall on South Orange Blossom Trail. When I say we're dealing, you know it's true.
It's Super Saturday at Maison Blanche. Super store-wide savings, one day only. For women, tops, shorts, bags, belts, super looks. For men, slacks, knits, shirts, super savings. For kids, rompers, playwear, super stuff. For the home, pillows, sheets, super values. Super Saturday at Maison Blanche. Hurry in. Doors open 9 a.m. It's super.
WFTV Orlando. Now, from Central Florida's news leader, Marla Weech, Barbara West, Danny Trainor's weather, and Pat Clark on sports. This is Eyewitness News Tonight.
Good evening. Our top story tonight, the crisis in China. The Chinese government leaders have declared martial law in parts of Beijing.
Government troops have been ordered to stop student demonstrations for political reform. There is also a total news blackout. It is already Saturday in China, and the government is prohibiting all forms of protest, including marches, strikes, boycotts, and pamphlets. This is the first time martial law has been declared in the Chinese capital since Communist China was founded in 1949. We do have those few pictures right there available to you. A midnight curfew was imposed for the students to disperse, and no date was given for the lifting of martial law.
And if they don't disperse, then what? We don't really know yet. Well, in other news, Congressman Claude Pepper is gravely ill tonight. Some say his condition has worsened.
Tonight he continues to rest comfortably at Walter Reed Army Hospital, but many people in Washington are bracing themselves for the worst. Gloria Moraga takes a look at the man and the statesman.
Washington, 1936. Senator Claude Pepper swept into the nation's capital at the age of 35, an FDR New Dealer.
Every American was thrilled with the message that President Roosevelt had just delivered to the dictators.
Whether celebrating the conclusion of an all-night filibuster or riding up the Senate steps in a Jeep, Claude Pepper never forgot where he was going or why he was here. A champion for senior citizens long before it was fashionable, he helped rid the nation of mandatory retirement. He helped sponsor the Social Security reform law.
If some of these politicians will keep their itching fingers off of Social Security, it'll be all right. And that's what we've got to assure.
In 1952, he lost a bid for re-election to the Senate. 10 years later, he moved his belongings to the other side of Capitol Hill. When the 101st Congress convened, Claude Pepper began his 13th term in the House. In April, he entered the hospital complaining of stomach problems. Congressman Charles Bennett recently visited with Pepper.
He's an old man.
And now all the people Claude Pepper never forgot are remembering him.
I'm but one of the host of aged who deeply appreciate your sincere concern for our welfare. God bless you.
His office, his chair, is sadly empty without his presence here. His best friend Peppy waits, knowing something is amiss, as do all his other friends on Capitol Hill and across the nation. The people who helped him celebrate just one of his 88 birthdays are remembering the man, the lawmaker, the friend.
This little boy from the hills of Alabama had a chance to stand here today with all of you great Americans all working together for a greater and a better land and a better world. May the Lord bless us all.
In Washington, Gloria Moraga, Channel 9, Eyewitness News.
Pepper entered the hospital last month. Doctors have been treating him since April 6th for a stomach ailment. In Central Florida news tonight, the Lake County Sheriff has called in the Mounted Patrol to halt weekend crime problems.
Deputies on horseback are patrolling high crime areas tonight. Ross Cavett has been trailing along to see how it's working. He joins us now live in Lake County. Ross?
Barbara, if there is one high crime area on the weekends here in Lake County, it's at the back of the Lake Square Mall behind me here. They've had a lot of burglaries and some minor gang violence associated with a large group of kids, but Lake County Sheriff's Department think they found a good way to stop those criminals from horsing around. Well, the Lake Square Mall has become the place to hang out on the weekend. It's also a popular place to rip people off, so the sheriff has called in the Mounties.
Hi. How you doing?
The deputies on horseback get a leg and a hoof up over criminals that are stalking the area.
When we're up high like this, you can see where the action is.
And we're hopefully just here to prevent anything from happening.
And the hordes of kids that hang out at the mall seem kinder and gentler near the animals. These are the same kids that intimidate many shoppers. They now feel a lot safer.
Cut down on a lot of kids hanging around in the parking lots out here.
Has that been a problem?
Yeah, especially hanging around the back doors.
I think it would help. It's a lot, they can get a lot in between the cars a lot faster than a car can.
It's neat. I mean, you know, we'll come down here to see the horses all the time.
In fact, the horses have become one of the mall's biggest attractions for everyone except thieves.
Almost everybody likes horses, so that's why we think that, you know, we feel they'll probably go over pretty well.
It has been received very well. The shops like it because attendance on the weekends was starting to drop off because of all the trouble, and the shoppers, of course, like it. And Lake County Sheriff's Department plans on continuing the patrols here every weekend until the situation is well under hand. Back to you.
All right, Rob.